What's up, YouTube? Come join a leg workout with me today. I just want to walk you guys through the warm-up and get you guys ready to rock, and you can watch the rest of the video. So as you can see here, we're starting with some nice ankle mobility, dorsiflexion, inversion, eversion, all that good stuff. This is a non-negotiable for me. Before any leg day, we're working some ankle cars just to get those ankles ready to rock before we do some heavy squats, because that is in the program today. And then we move right up the line into some hip cars, 3 to 5 each side. Love getting those hips warmed up, getting ready to rock. Again, little internal, external rotation, hip flexion, extension, all the good stuff for the hip. And then we move right into some good movement. We're getting some regular goblet squats in, just some kettlebell stuff, getting down low, working on some depth, getting a feel for that mobility that we just worked in the ankle mobility and hip mobility. And then from here, it's just warming up the muscles, getting everything feeling good. Activate the quad, activate the glute, get some blood flow going, maybe get a light sweat before we really start pumping some weight and moving around here. I love working split squats in a lot of my lower body days, as you can see. I love that ankle, knee, hip alignment, mid to outer edge of the foot. And then we get right into some side lunges here, guys. A little more dynamic, get the hips opened up, get those inner thighs ready to rock. And this is gonna fire me up, get me ready to jump under that bar and squat without just being cold and jumping in. So enjoy the video. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna jump right into this. We're going 4 by 3. Okay, 4 by 3. So here we go, weights on. Let's get started. Okay, 225. Let's go, let's warm up. Keep this going. I'm thinking I'm gonna get somewhere in the 3s, mid-high 3s. Definitely not high 3s, actually. Probably mid 3s, low 3s. We'll see what we got. Let's see how 225 feels. Feels weird to unrack this from the back, but gotta do it for the content, do it for YouTube. Let's go. Okay, 225 for 3. That's weird to rack on from the back. Also, my garage is slightly sloped down. From here, it's not getting much of a slope, but even from here, squatting, as I went down, I could feel myself kind of shifting forward with like the garage. I'm usually here, so it's nice to sit back into that. Here, I can kind of feel that, so I'm gonna have to work a little harder. So we got 225. Let's go up to 275, and we'll rock it. Oh, it's so weird to unrack from there. Fucking hell. Okay, this should be fun today. All right, here we go. Okay, guys, I think I figured out the angle. I'm going back in front way in this rack so I don't kill myself, okay? So instead of re-racking the other way, you guys can watch from behind. Okay, here we go. So we got 305 on the bar. We're gonna start our working sets 4 by 3, all right? So let's see how this first one feels. Let's see what we got. That is definitely gonna be our working set for today. Oh, shit. Oh. Okay, third set. Here we go. That's weird. Okay, 300 pounds on my back, no big deal. That is the most graceful rack I've ever done in my life. Barbell hip thrust. You guys know the deal. Oh man, I got fucking nothing today, man. I was hyped to make this video. It got later than I thought. My energy right down. But we're here and we're fucking grinding. Let's go. 15 to 25. Let's get the glutes fired up. Oh yeah, here we go. Woo! It's always a delayed kick on the hip thrust, right? It's always delayed. And then you feel it. Okay, first set, 2 to go. Guys, got 80 pounds, Bulgarians, 6 each leg. Here we go. Start with the right, huh? Feel good there. Here we go. Okay, 5's good. Other side. Bulgarians again. Here we go. A little bit more. That's it. Shit. Landmine curtsies. Here we go. You gotta take a bigger step back than you think because the landmine is pushing you down. Here we go. Oh, that's a lot of glute. Landmine curtsies. Okay, single leg step ups. We're gonna be leaning into this leg a lot. So we're gonna load up this quad. You're still gonna get a boatload of glute, and we're trying not to bounce off the bottom leg, okay? So let's start with body weight so we can go over it. Again, leaning into it. My back foot goes up on its tippy toe, and I'm not bouncing. I wanna use this leg right here. Lean, straight up. And you guys can work descent as well if you want. If you wanna work that eccentric part of it, go for it. If you struggle with a certain height, it's awesome to just get up there and then work the control down until you're strong enough to do that lift up. All right, so let's get some working. Lean, slow, and push. And again, control down if you want to add a little bit more to it. And if you got it. If you just want to work the step up part of it, go for that as well. Whatever you're trying to do in your program. Good. Control down. All right, let's get the right leg. Oh, something with my left quad today. Just feel like it's kind of cramping or pulling or something. It's just a little off. Never really had that before. I don't know what's going on with it today, but we're working through it. We feel okay. 2 more. Lean, don't bounce, smooth. I got a 20-inch box here. That's pretty tough. Step, control, I'm going in, and slow. Perfect. Okay, 20-pound dumbbells. Let's go. Give you guys a little different view here. Lean. And control. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, we got banded TKEs. So I got a band attached to my rack right now. It's behind my knee. I put a towel behind my knee because the hairs behind my knee are ripping from this band. So all I'm doing, holding myself with this pole, keeping a balance, and I'm just locking this knee out. TKE is terminal knee extension. And that's it right here. Pop, boom, let it bend, control it, squeeze. Don't lean your body forward and back. So I'm using this pole. And all I'm doing is flexing that quad as much as I can. Getting that knee back into extension. And you're gonna feel that quad a ton. If you do not have a leg extension machine, like I said, this is a good variant. Variation, whatever you wanna call it. Okay guys, I wanted to see if I could get you a little better angle of those TKEs. So this is kind of straight on, bands attached there, and I'm just pulling back. Flexing that quad. This should be a nice angle for you guys to see for these TKEs. Again, I got a black Rogue monster band right here. That's what I'm using for this one. Get this tucked out of the way, hold on. You guys can see what the hell's going on here. Okay, so again, band here, attached to the pole. I'm bent a little bit and I'm just locking that knee right there. See how I'm not rocking and leaning? It's just right there, bam. Get that knee into extension. That's all I'm doing. Woo, those burn. Okay. We got our narrow squats in the middle of this set. So I'm standing on top of a plate here, heels on top of a 25-pound plate, narrow stance, and I'm trying to get a lot of depth, but I'm keeping the tension in my quads. So I'm never fully standing up. I want that tension, I want that burn. So never fully locking the knees at the top. Get your depth, get down there, make sure the knees are bending, and come up as best you can into that like 3/4 position. So right here, kettlebell up top, feet are narrow, keep the knees in that narrow line. Don't just jut them out and open. All right, guys. We're gonna hit some Nordics now, reverse Nordics. All quads here. I'm doing these because I don't have leg extensions. I'm doing a big quad dominant set here. We hit our TKEs, we hit our narrow squats, and now we're doing our Nordics to finish. These are tough, these are hard. If you don't have great mobility, you have knee issues, this is not something you should be doing, but I feel pretty good. It helps me feel good, that's why I rock them. So again, if you'd like to try these out, you open up kind of wide with your knees, like hip width, little maybe outside that. You gotta find your comfort, and then foot flat in the ground, top of your feet flat in the ground. And then you're just trying to control back. It's nice if you had a band to hold on to that you can really work that range of motion. But let's see what we got today. I actually haven't done these in a bit, maybe a few weeks. And my quad, again, feeling a little rough, so let's try it. So you get that big lengthening of the quads right here. And you're just trying to use that power to lift up. You don't want to think about extending that back. You want to just think about letting your butt get between your feet or between your calves, right? That's kind of what you're thinking about. You need to keep those glutes tight too, kind of keep them there, core engaged. You can make these harder with a weight at the chest. These are tough. Legs are kind of fried right now. Let's see what kind of distance we can push on these next two. Ooh, that was a tough one. One more. Oh, woo! Oh, those got tough. My quads are lit up right now. Nice set. Whew. Oh, man. Okay, guys, let's break down the whole video for you. Let's do a little recap and let's talk about what we hit today, how we programmed it, and how this can maybe help you as either a trainer or somebody who's just trying to get into their own programming and make their own program for yourself or for somebody else, maybe a friend or something, all right? So let's talk about it. What do we start with? We started with mobility. We started with our ankles, and then we got to our hips, right? We got the ankles moving, little dorsiflexion, leaning over that toe, little inversion, eversion, and then we moved up to the hip, and we moved those through some hip cars. I love getting the ankles and hips warmed up for any lower body day. Again, it gets a little confusing sometimes when you're trying to pick a mobility drill. There's so many things to do. Do I foam roll? Do I warm up my back? Do I warm up this, that, and the other? Pick 2 to 3 mobility drills, start with that, get them out of the way, get your body feeling good, and then the rest of the warm-up will get the rest of your body warmed up, right? Sometimes we get into this rut where we don't know exactly what to pick, and we start getting flustered. We got 10 different mobility drills we're trying to do, and it's 30 minutes in before we even got into our first set of lower body day, right? So 2 to 3 mobility drills, I love starting with that, and then we jump into actual movements that are going to replicate what we're doing in our program. So what did we do? We did kettlebell goblet squats, right? We squatted down a little bit, we held a few reps, got a feel for that ankle mobility and hip mobility that we worked on in the first few mobility drills, and then we did some split squats. Those were awesome to get the quads and glutes fired up. We put a light weight in our hand just to move through the motion, getting the knee, hip, and ankle all tracking together. And then we worked some more dynamic stuff. Even though it's not super dynamic, we did some simple side lunges just to get the hip moving laterally and getting our body feeling good. So there's our warm-up. We did 2 to 3 sets of pretty much everything, and then we went right into our barbell squats. Now, from our barbell squats, we did a 4x3 today. We did 4 sets of 3 reps, and we worked up to a set where we thought was gonna be a tough weight. Today, that was 305. So we got to 305, we slowly worked our way up in a scale that works for me. For you guys, everybody's gonna be different depending on what jumps you're going to do, but make sure you're scaling up properly, not taking too big of a jumps, but not taking too small of an incremental jump where it's tiring you out before you get to your working sets, right? You don't wanna spend too much energy on that, but you also don't wanna do the opposite of it, right? So find that sweet spot, take some time to learn, but you guys will get there, all right? So we hit our 4x3, we built some tough strength. I didn't have all the energy in the world today, but that was my number for the day, right? I had a long day of work, it was the end of the night, and that's what I hit for you guys, all right? So we hit 305, 4 sets of 3, and then we went right into barbell hip thrust. We worked our glutes on this next set, as well as some Bulgarian split squats, and you know that anybody who's into the glutes and working those quads, you know that set right there is gonna fire up your glutes, and they'll get your quads on those split squats for sure, but those glutes are fired up. We did a little bit of 15 reps on the hip thrust, and then we went right to our Bulgarian split squats, and we repped those out as well. I think we were doing 6 reps with those 80s. We got some tough weight moving on there. So now we're barbell squats in, we're hip thrust and Bulgarian split squats in. That's 3 challenging exercises already out of the way. We have 4 left to go. What did we hit? We hit curtsy lunges with step-ups, right? So curtsy lunges, we were doing with the landmine. We were getting a little dynamic with that. Again, more glute, little bit of quad in there. And then our step-ups, we were working slow stepping up. And if you wanted to, you can add that eccentric down, working on the strength on the downward position of that step up. Pick a box that works for you. Those are both gonna crush your glutes again. Another tough glute set, but also gonna get those thighs for sure. And then the last set was more quad dominant. We did TKEs, okay, with the band. We tied it around our post. We locked our knee in there. We locked that knee out and flexed that quad as hard as we could. We worked those. Then we got into our narrow squats with the kettlebell at our chest. We lifted those heels up a little bit. That gives us a little bit more ankle mobility and forces those knees to drive over those toes a little bit more to dominate the quads, right? That's where we're putting the energy and emphasis on this set. And then we finished off with reverse Nordics, which are super tough. Again, we talked about this in the video. If you have knee issues or anything like that, I wouldn't attempt those yet. Maybe you can start slowly with a band like I mentioned in the actual video that we filmed, but be careful with those. But that's a big quad dominant set. So a lot of that was glute, and then we crushed the quads at the end. And that's how I program my workout. That took me about 45 to 50 minutes to hit that whole workout. Again, that's not a full workout for me. That's, well, most of me my strength workout for sure, but usually I'll hit a little conditioning, maybe some core at the end to burn out. I don't do that all the time. I had a long day. That's what worked for me. I got 45, 50 minutes of good hard work in, sweated pretty good. I made a nice video for you guys, and that's about it. So I want you guys to really start understanding this programming. Warm up, mobility, little bit of movement. Get into your strength work that you want to improve on, right? That should be your first or second exercises where you're putting the bulk of your energy into those exercises. Then you get into your accessory work like we did. We did our step-ups, we did our Bulgarians, we did all that stuff, right? And then if you want to add more to that, if you have more time, you can add a conditioning piece or a core piece at the end of that all, and never forget cool downs. I didn't have a lot of time, so I didn't hit much of a cool down, but most days, if I have an hour and a half, I'm going to be doing more ankle mobility. I'm going to be doing more hip cars, maybe some thoracic rotations to get my back going after those heavy barbell squats. So think of that type of programming, and I hope that helps you guys. Let me know how you like the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the rest. We're going to be making a lot more, so stay tuned and stay with the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed it.